So the post I'm doing today is in regards to vowels and my understanding of vowels. And what I found is I was writing an email today and typed in does, but got dose, D-O-S-E, as opposed to D-O-E-S. Now, I understand the difference in spelling between the two, but I still got it wrong. And that's because, from what I understand, up till this point, I don't really have a clear grasp of vowels and their exact sounds in conjunction with one another. And that's an interesting realization to come to, really. You know, you go through the school system, and these are things that are taught to you at a very, very young age. And I think now, having kind of progressed to the point where I'm at, I'm now looking back and realizing that when I was dyslexic and in my younger years, I was clearly not taking on this information and deciphering it correctly. And I'm pretty sure now I must be basically working off some sort of like strange logic that I've kind of like conjured up for myself, because I can read the words, but I don't seem to be able to spell them. And so whatever my brain functions are doing, they're basically allowing me to function on some level, but I'm not clearly understanding the exact nature of vowels and how they sound within words. So the realization is that obviously I need to revisit that and relearn the vowel noises and how they relate to one another. And there's a program out there called the Orton Gillingham program, which essentially teaches dyslexics how to learn their vowels correctly. And it seems to me as though it's definitely one of the programs out there that is, first of all, of a reasonable price, because any sort of research you do leads to the fact that you're going to have to pay somebody or pay for a course in order to relearn these things and relearn them correctly. So the Orton Gillingham set of books and tapes is not particularly expensive, and I think that's kind of the road I'm going to head down with this in terms of just relearning the vowels. The other interesting thing that comes out of this is that I was being taught these vowels in school and didn't retain the information, and my concern is that I'm going to go through this process again and end up with the same problem where a year from now I've forgotten what these rules are. And that has something to do with something called neuroplasticity, where my cognitive brain functions aren't transmitting the information clearly enough to my mind that it's retained. And there are different exercises you can do for increasing your ability with neuroplasticity, excuse me, and those are very much part of what I was blogging about on my last post, with certain things called the Door project, which unfortunately now has gone into receivership and had financial problems. The Brain Gym would be another one, and there are numerous different devices out there for exercising the cerebellum and trying to improve your ability to transfer information. And the science that's available for that is skeptical at best. The science of the brain is not it does not have a huge amount of hard and solid facts, and certainly doesn't have a lot of solid testing and facts in regards to people with dyslexia. So, but it has shown in individual cases to be quite successful, and participants within programs that are trying to encourage growth within their cerebellum have had positive results. Now, the skeptics would say that that's something to do with just focusing the mind on the fact that they are trying to encourage progression within their spelling, and the people providing the programs would say that it's actually increased cognitive function within that element of the brain. So it's going to have to be a combination of the two, and so I am going to enroll in the Orton Gillingham program to some degree, to see if I can't just start relearning these steps. And I'm also going to try and enroll in a program that is going to allow me to increase my cerebellum ability. That, unfortunately, is one side of it. It's a little bit more expensive. I think if you're out there looking for options, there's huge sways in what can cost and what you're looking at in terms of costs. And so I think caution is probably the best side to stay on. You don't want to spend a lot of money on something that isn't necessarily proven or going to give you any definite results. But it is worth investigation, and I certainly will do both and report back as to what effects that has, and hopefully for the better. I'm hoping that the combination of the two will allow me to learn the material again and retain it, which is the most important thing.